So, you got a Model 1 Sega Genesis, but you have a Model 2 Sega CD, and either you don't know how to set it up, or you're having problems with it after you set it up. Well, here's how you do it the right way. First off, you're going to need a Model 2 Sega CD. The extension on it is not necessary, and you can remove it if you want to with the Phillips screwdriver, but it's just there for aesthetic purposes so it doesn't look weird on your shelf. Next, you're going to need your Model 1 Sega Genesis. They simply slide together after you remove the outside black cover and the interior red cover on the metal bits itself. Next, you'll need the Genesis power adapter. If you don't have one, make sure the replacement one has the same voltage as the original Sega Genesis adapter. You'll need the composite video cord that's meant for the Sega Genesis, a power adapter for the Sega CD. Once again, it will need the same voltage as the original, which is 9 volts on the CD. You'll also need your composite cable and finally an aux cord. Now then, onto the actual tutorial. Go ahead and plug in the Genesis composite cable, but remember that you'll only be using the yellow video cable, not the white audio one. Next, you'll grab your basic composite cable and plug in just the red and white audio cables. Most people will assume the process is done after this and just plug it in. However, if you do this, it will sound like this. If you've never heard a Sega CD before, this might sound just fine. However, when you start playing games, you'll begin to notice issues. This is where the aux cord comes in. Plug it into the Sega CD, then flip it around and plug it into the headphone port on the Genesis. After doing so, it will sound like this. As you can see, there is a big difference. And that's all you gotta do to get the Model 1 Genesis hooked up to a Model 2 Sega CD. Now, if you got a 32X, there are additional steps. However, I do not own one to show you. When I do get one, I will make a new video explaining it, as well as going over this again. Hopefully I'll buy a better mic by then.